I was out in Phoenix out there. The rally in the valley. People are fired up out there about their hoops team. And they're playing hoops out there. They got a lot of brothers out in the desert and I think one white. And they hooping the hell out of the damn ball out there. I stayed at this kind of sober living place while I was there. And they had a guy, like, one night they had somebody got in a motorcycle accident. And they came to the door, like the police came, and I felt kind of bad because the day before we were all going to the gym. If you've never been to a sober living, sometimes when you're there, everybody, you get in a van and y'all all go somewhere together because that's who you are. You know, it's like a daycare, but for adults that would sometimes rather probably have drugs than lunch. So if you're like lunchtime and somebody shot up, it's like that sort of camaraderie, that sort of club style. And so anyway, I got there and because I went to this therapy thing for a week, to this like kind of intensive therapy place, because you know me, bruh. I either got, I'm always pressing the gas on that something's wrong with me pedal, vroom, vroom. So I'm in that freaking HOV lane, bro. Something's wrong with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing it's all aboard. So anyway, I'm at this sober living, dude. They got it's like, it's regular people. If you ever been to one, it's a real hodgepodge of America. It's kind of like a lost and found, but a couple more lost. It's lost heavy. And so I'm there, I roll up and they got there's one guy, 65-ish, and whenever you ask him anything, hey man, what's going on? He's like, just staying sober. Just staying sober. What you doing today? Just getting to be sober. He would put his hands up like it was like the police were. Like every time he was like, hey man, is there any milk? I was just being sober. I'm not from around here. Like everything was like, I remember like one time I just asked him a question, I was like, hey, what's the weather like? And he handed me his license and registration. So, there's some real, America's top miscreants, it's regular folks, man. And I could have stayed in a hotel or motel or, hell, I could have been homeless if I wanted to, but I chose to be there, where I was. So yeah, it was wild. They had a Hasidic Jewish dude. I don't know if you ever even seen this. This guy had on like all these coats. He had like he looked like Biggie Smalls, but like Biggie Smallsberg kind of. Like he had on like a jacket. It was so thick. It was 111 degrees out there. You could feel it felt like there was a dragon outside. That's the levels of air heat. Because the air will hold heat. The air is just really just a briefcase for damn heat or cold. That's Mother Nature's briefcase, man. The air. Because that's where she puts all of her shit, But anyway, so this fella, man, this little gimbal spinner was about as damn Jewish as you could get. He had on the hat. The hat had on a hat. And if you haven't seen a Hasidic Jewish person, you got to look it up. Because I'd never seen it. I'd seen it maybe, in the distance. I'd seen like one of these HJs at a distance, but I'd never seen up close. And this fella, he had on the hat. He had on the drapes, the curtains. He had on a door. He had on 19 layers of clothing. He had socks. His socks were wearing brassieres. Like I can't even imagine. He was wearing about 4 loads of laundry. And he shows up and he's like, "Hi!" And it was 119 degrees. And if you don't know anything about Hasidic culture, they can't drive on the Sabbath, on like from Friday sundown, I think, until Saturday sundown. So these fellas, these bad boys and girls, they gotta walk. So this dude had basically, I mean, he'd probably come from Mars. You could hear his, like, his shoes, where it was just wet. It was just like, he's like, "Hi, it's hot." Like, yeah, it's hot, man. And so, people's there, but, it's a damn sober living. Some dude, one guy in the kitchen, I'm like, "Oh, man, we're having dinner." I'm like, "This salad is so good." And he's like, "Yeah, it's really good. I was dead for 30 minutes 2 weeks ago, so everything's good." I'm like, "Damn, okay, bro. Okay, man, damn. So you really tasting this ranch. You really tasting this fat-free ranch today, and you really enjoying and appreciating and gratitude that ranch." But this is so what else? It was cool that they had like a little place to swim in the back, and it was so hot. The water, you got in the water, it was like being in a it was like hiding in somebody's mouth. Say you were playing hide and go seek with people, and somebody was had a heat stroke. A real big person. Big. Probably 11 feet tall, maybe 600 pounds. And you hid in their mouth during hide and go seek. And you hid in their mouth. That would be what the heat was like. That hot, Somebody who had a heat stroke and was also they were late. There was also somebody was pouring heat on them. Somebody had 2 bags of damn heat and was just filling them bitches up with it, warming them. So that was wild. And then, so the crazy thing is, so we're all going to the gym one day, and this one fella had gotten a new motorbike, and he's kind of coasting through the red lights and just living life, and I respect no helmets, because the Lord is looking for some people, and everybody wants to be alive and everything. And I get it, but we don't know what it's like when you die. I mean, here's the thing. It's so good. I bet it's so good. Nobody's coming back from it. There was a couple ghosts, I think, that came back allegedly from the 1700s or whatever. But them bitches, apparently they fixed heaven up, because nobody's been coming back. Name the last ghost you even heard about. Ray Charles maybe, or somebody. I don't even know who. I mean, he's not a ghost. I mean, he's blind, but that's not a ghost. A ghost is if you can't see them. So he's like a reverse ghost, But anyway, so we're out there, we're going to the gym in the van. If you do sober living, just you're that dirty grade school class. You're just that. You're a little more lost than found. And so we rolling out, and this other fella had gotten a motorcycle, and so he's zipping and zoodadding and doing this and doing that and stunting like my daddy. And I tell the other guys in the van, I said, "Hey, I said I used to talk about organ donation, because my sister, make sure my hat is all right. My sister got an organ when I was a child, and she got liver. She got liver. And, which I wouldn't have got. I would have got 2 hearts, you know? They're like, hey, what do you need? I'm like, hey, man, throw another pump in here. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I'll be running hot, dude. All the dance move you could do with you if you was double-hearted. But so anyway, so anyway, this guy's skirting and stuff, and we're all headed to the gym. This guy's skirting around on his bike, and I say, man, guys, you know, I said he's really reckless. You know, he's a reckless man out here. And I said, a lot of organ donors. The next day I come home, and the fella, the police had shown up, and the fella had been in an accident, in a coma. You know, they're both pauses. And we're like, I'm like, what? I'm like, am I predicting the future right now? So it was just, you know, and I hope he's, I need to check and see if I'm going to text somebody right now. See if the guy's still combing up. Yeah, I'm going to see if he's okay. So anyway, they had a candlelight vigil like on the 3rd night, the 5th night. It was cool. We got to sit in there and watch like some basketball games together and hockey. The Canadiens, you know, those frogs, bro. I don't know if anybody follows hockey, but it'd be awesome to cheer for the Canadiens if everybody else in Canada didn't hate them. That's the weird thing. Montreal's like kind of that French bad boy, you know? It's like everybody else is in a big fight, and then you got some dude over there smoking a cigarette and sucking on the frickin' on the dirty side of a crepe. You know what I'm saying? That back hole, baby, that back jaw. You know? Somebody frickin', you know, sneaking into a crepe all nasty from the back, dude. Eat a crepe from the front, you creep. And crepe and creep is just one letter different, bro. So if you want nasty eggs, dog, get them French, you feel me? Get them French. Praise God, man. And then the last day I'm there, the Hasidic guy shows up. Hello! This dude had, I don't think he'd ever seen non-Sids, you know, non-Hasidic people, because it's a real tight cult. It's basically like, they're like they're kind of like the financial Native Americans, kind of, you know, they're real, they're like, man, they're real religious, like way religious. Like I was telling my friend Josh Wolf about it, and he said that Hasidic people don't even consider him Jewish. They're like, you got to be in there. But that guy, they gave him a chapstick, somebody, and he never used it. So for the next like 14 hours, this dude is over there just going hard, bro. Just going hard on some pink lemonade, baby. He had that pink lemonade chapstick, and about every 9 seconds, you'd look over and he'd be like, oh. Dude, that dude, I think by the time I left, man, he had chapstick his whole face. He had chapstick he just couldn't stop, man. You know, and thankfully we're all, you know, everybody that's in the places had some issues with addiction, so at least he's in the right place now. But, and also, at least if the sun hits him now out there, he'll have a little bit of a block on him. You know, because that's Doritos. Hello. Dude, it was needless to say, it was a wild week. Hope you enjoyed that video, and you can watch another, and you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you one option, not this guy. 2 options. Watch one, this one or this one.